All right, thanks, guys. Happy Monday to you. Coming off another winning day on Patreon, 3-1 in our Patreon premium plays. That's going to put us at 9-3 in our last 12, 75% in that category there. Patreon.com/RockPage. Link is in the description section below. We also had a 16-10 day right here on YouTube on our YouTube leans. So let's go ahead and see if we can have some more of the same. And let's actually improve. Let's get better. Let's get the job done. Now, we do have a nice kind of modified slate here on Monday night. Not a whole lot of games going on. Kind of like a half day for me. So basically half the games, and I'm playing some golf here in about 3 hours. So definitely living my best life. Not working on a Monday. Gotta love it. Anyway, let's go ahead and begin with the Braves taking on the Nationals. That's going to be a 7:05 Eastern first pitch in the nation's capital. Washington's minus 150, totals 9.5. We saw a 10-cent move toward the Nationals and movement upward on the total. Washington opened $1.40 up to minus 150. Total open 9 up to 9.5. We have Dallas Keuchel for the Braves, Patrick Corbin for the Nats. Now, Dallas Keuchel comes into this game, one with a fresh arm, because we only saw him come into action here off of injury really at the middle of the season. He's also 3-3 on the year with a 3.50 ERA, and to be exact, actually just 43 innings pitched so far, but he's got 34 strikeouts in those 43 innings. Now, the Braves are first in the NL East, 5.5 games ahead of Washington. They're also 6th in scoring, 7th in offensive walks on the road. Now, the Nats, on their side of things, they're 15th in runs allowed at home. They've dropped 3 out of their last 4 ball games. They've also won just 21 out of 46, taking on teams over 540. Now, total-wise, the Nats are 13-5 to the under in their last 18. The Braves 12-6 to the under in their last 18 themselves. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean toward the road dog in this one. Give me the Braves plus 1.5 and the under 9.5 runs in that game. Next matchup, Pirates, Reds, 7-10 Cincinnati. The Reds are minus 180, totals 9.5. Not a whole lot of movement on the total in this one, although we did see a 15-cent move towards Cincinnati. The Reds opened $1.65 up to 180. Total open and remains at 9.5. 57% are leaning Reds, 51% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Pirates are plus 160 on the money line. The Reds plus $1.05 on the run line. We have Jordan Lyles for the Pirates, Sonny Gray for the Reds. Gray comes into this game with a 5-6 record. The Reds are 21st in home scoring, 22nd in home hits. They're also 20th in walks allowed at home. The Reds, they were kind of lingering there in that NL Central race there, where all 5 of those teams were kind of within 3 games of each other. Well, as of the past month, they've really kind of dipped down. They're actually 7 games under 500 right now at just 48-55 for the year. Now, Pittsburgh on the other side, they rank 3rd in hits on average per game. They're also 4th in striking out, so doing a very good job making contact. Very few strikeouts. 4th fewest in Major League Baseball on average per game. Now, the Pirates have really kind of had Cincinnati's number this year. They're 7-3 taking on the Reds. They're also 9th in striking batters out on the road. Now, total-wise, Pittsburgh is 6-4 to the under, taking on the Reds this year. The Reds are 67% to the under, taking on teams averaging more than 4.2 runs per contest. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean Pittsburgh Pirates plus 1.5 and the under 9.5 runs in that game. Next matchup, Diamondbacks, Marlins, 7-10 Miami. This one's pretty much a coin flip. Both teams at minus 105. Totals at 8 flat. Not a whole lot of movement on the total, although we did see a 10-cent fade of Arizona on the money line. They open $1.15 down to minus 105. Once again, total open and remains at 8 flat. 62% are leaning Marlins, 56% shaded toward the over. Right now, 62% shaded toward the Diamondbacks, 56% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Marlins are minus 105 on the money line. The D-backs plus 165 on the run line. We have Merrill Kelly for the Diamondbacks, Caleb Smith for the Marlins. Now, Merrill Kelly comes into this game for Arizona with 96 strikeouts in just 119 innings. Arizona's also 35-22 against the spread away from home. And of course, when I refer to the spread or covering or the number, I'm actually referring to the run line. So once again, Arizona very good cashing those run line plays away from home. The D-backs are 35-22 ATS away from home. They're also third in road scoring on average per game and third in road hits. Now, one more thing to add about the D-backs, they rank 9th in runs allowed on the road. Now, the Marlins on the other side, they are in last place in the NL East. No surprises there. They've kind of solidified that spot the past couple of seasons, that gutter spot in the NL East. Just for shits and giggles, they are 20.5 games back in that division. 23 games under 500 at just 40-63 overall for the year. They've also won just 20 out of 53 in Miami this year. Now, the Marlins are 10-6 to the under when Smith makes the start. The D-backs are 14-7 to the under when Merrill Kelly makes the start. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean Arizona -1.5 in the under 8 runs in that game. Next matchup, Blue Jays, Royals, 8-15, Kansas City. The Royals are -115, totals at 10. We saw a 15-cent fade of the Royals and movement downward on the total. Kansas City opened $1.30 down to -115. Total opened 10.5 down to 10 flat. 59% are leaning Kansas City, 58% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Blue Jays are +105 on the money line. The Royals are +150 on the run line. We have Thomas Pannone for the Blue Jays, Brad Keller for the Royals. Keller comes into this game with a 3.95 ERA. He also has 94 strikeouts in 132 innings. Now, Pannone on the other side for the Blue Jays, just 2-4 on the year, 6.39 ERA, and a 1.51 whip. The Royals are 9th in home hits, 6th in striking batters out at home. They've won 5 out of their last 10 ball games. They're also winning. Listen to this. This hardly sounds believable. I mean, it is a small sample size. But the Royals are winning 62% of their games as the official home favorite. Now, the Blue Jays on the other side, 27 games under 500. They're just 40-67 overall for the year. 28 games back in the AL East. I always like throwing that in there. Like, obviously, they're back in the division, but it's funny just to see how many games back they are. Anyway, Toronto ranks dead last in hits on average per game. And when it comes to the total, Toronto's 8-3 to the under in their last 11 in Kauffman Stadium. Meanwhile, the Royals 13-9 to the under when Keller throws out the first pitch. I'm going to lean Kansas City Royals -115 and the under 10 runs in that game. Next matchup, Dodgers, Rockies, 840 Colorado. The Dodgers are -140, totals 12.5. We saw a nickel move toward Los Angeles. No movement on the total as of yet. The Dodgers open $1.35 up to -140. Total open end remains at 12.5. 59% are leaning Dodgers, 64% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Rockies are +120 on the money line. The Dodgers +105 on the run line. We have Kenta Maeda for the Dodgers, John Gray for the Rockies. Gray comes into this matchup with a 4.05 record and a 1.40 whip. Kenta Maeda for the Dodgers, 3.81 ERA and a 1.06 whip. Kenta Maeda also has 113 strikeouts in just 108 innings pitched. The Dodgers have the most wins in Major League Baseball. They are 69-38 overall for the year. They're also 13-2 in their last 15 taking on the Rockies. Now, Colorado, 8 games under 500. They're just 49-57 overall for the year. They're also pretty bad covering that run line at home. Just 18-32 ATS at home. So essentially, out of 50 games, they've only covered 18 of them at Coors Field. One more thing to add about the Rockies, they are 26th in striking out on average per game. When it comes to the total, the Rockies are 31-19 to the over at home. The Dodgers are 7-3 to the over, taking on the Rockies. I'm going to lean LA Dodgers -140 and the over 12.5 in that game. Next matchup, Tigers, Angels, 10:07 Los Angeles. The Angels are -240, totals 10.5. We saw a 40-cent move toward Los Angeles in the early wagering. No movement on the total as of yet. The Angels open $2 up to $2.40. Totals 10.5. 61% are leaning Los Angeles. 62% shaded toward the over. Right now the Tigers are plus 210 on the money line. The Angels minus $1.30 on the run line. We have Jordan Zimmerman for the Tigers. Jaime Barria for the Angels. Barria's 4-3 with 37 strikeouts in just 38 innings pitched. Jordan Zimmerman really struggling this year. 0-8 thus far for the Tigers. 7.57 ERA and a 1.71 whip. Detroit has the fewest wins in Major League Baseball. They are 41 games under 500. 71 losses. They're just 30-71 overall for the year. Wow. Out of 101 games, they've won 30 of them. They're also winners in just 17 out of 52 away from home. Now, the Angels on the other side, first in offensive walks on average per game. They also have the fewest strikeouts at the plate in Major League Baseball. They are 8th in home scoring. And when it comes to the total, the Angels are 4-0 to the under when Jaime Barria makes the start. I'm going to lean Angels minus 1.5 and the under 10.5 runs in that game. Next and final matchup for the show, it is going to be Baltimore taking on San Diego, 10:10 Eastern first pitch in San Diego. No line on this game as of yet, no line posted. Looks like we're going to have Jimmy Yacobanis for Baltimore, Chris Paddock for San Diego. Paddock 6-5 with a 2.84 ERA and a 0.89 whip. He also has 99 strikeouts in just 95 innings pitched. Jimmy Yacobanis on the other side, just 1-2 with a 6.81 ERA and a 1.68 whip. Baltimore, last in the AL East, 70 losses on the year, 35 games under 500. They're just 35-70 overall for the year. They also rank dead last in scoring. They've won just 20 out of 54 when traveling. I'm going to lean San Diego, winning that one outright for some moneyline cash. All right, guys, just real quick, going to do some shout-outs brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage. Got to give a shout-out to my man, Bo the Blind Capper Dunn. Great channel of his. Go to Bo the Blind Capper Dunn right here on YouTube. Got to give a shout out to Carlos Rodriguez, Gematria.com, coming in with the weird, funky number stats, kind of bugging some people out. It's weird. I know one of the guys that's bugging out is the next guy I got to give a shout out to, Vernon Williard. Not happy with the stats from Gematria. He finds it very disturbing. Next shout out, we have Chuck Pinter, Blown Stallone, YC Milcap, Julian Garcia, Nasty Nate, Dr. Franco, Gio Lopez, Norwal Music, Proline Master, John Marcellus Wiley, The Overseer, Mike Wilkerson. Got to give a shout out to Irvin Thornton, Mike Gowing, The League, Cody Dunlap from Sports Betting Education. You may have noticed him or recognized him from MTV. He's a big MTV celebrity. Sports Betting Education. Got to give a shout out to Robert German, Rico Ramos, Quam 90210, which Quam has been with me for a really, really long time. Got to give a shout out to Quam. Shout out to Jesus Ortiz, Danny J, Stephen Lewis, and last but not least, the Peanut, the U-Dog, Ulysses Hayes. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on patreon.com/BrockPage. We're absolutely killing it on Patreon. 9-3 in our last 12, and that's just all plays. I mean, when it comes down to the individual tiers, that daily double package, we're killing it. Check me out at patreon.com just to see the record in the daily double. Outstanding! All right, I'm done with that. I got to thank you for watching this program right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free information, all this great free content. And as always, don't forget to check me out on patreon.com/BrockPage.